Good morning, how are you? Hello, it's Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing with your 5 moves in 5 minutes on this Friday morning. Today's class is based on our balance and strength class. We work on our balance, incorporating set movements so we can see our progressions every week, and also adding variety for strength and challenging the balance. Good morning. But this week we've been focusing on particular body parts. So today we're focusing more on the arches, the feet. But again, a general selection of movements to make our feet pliable, responsive, receptive to the movements we do, as well as the sort of the legs as well. Because again, it's all connected. Everything we do physically is all connected. So I'm going to show you some moves that we're going to do, which we're doing in our class this morning. As always, though, if you're going to join in, please make sure you're feeling fit and well and you're only doing what's suitable for you. Feet, ankles, knees, being mindful of any things that you need to take into account. And if we're incorporating balance, maybe you might want something to hold on to help with that, which is absolutely fine. And as always, clear safe space for any work. And if we're doing balance stuff, we don't want sort of hazards to get in the way unnecessarily. So we're going to start off with today with a ball. So I'm going to use my sort of soft massagey, or it's a dog ball actually, it could be a tennis ball, and I'm going to roll my feet, or 1 foot at a time, 2 would be a bit awkward. So basically I'm bringing an awareness and connection with my foot to the ball. So like any muscles, if there are any tightness, any areas that need easing out, the ball is lovely for the foot, and it's just bringing that, connecting all the nerve endings. So I'll set the timer. I'm going to place my foot gently on the ball to start with, and again assess how that feels. I'm not going to go in hard or push, but very lightly, then just rolling the ball back and forth, up and down. This might be something you'll be very used to doing. It might be something you haven't done before. So as always, just begin gently, and the aim is we're just rolling, soothing, connecting, making that foot maybe feel a little bit more relaxed and pliable. If our feet are tight, depending on shoe wear, whatever, this could be a nice way to let them ease off. And again, getting that connection with another stimulus. There's also got spiky balls you can use to really sort of wake the toes up. So that's what we'll be starting with, and we will do both sides. And already that feels much nicer actually. From here, let's see how our toes, ankles, feeling. We're going to do our usual feet hip width apart, tiptoe bend lower, but then I'm going to raise my toes up as well. So I'm seeing how the toes feel coming off the floor, as well as pressing down into them. So feet hip width apart, gently come up onto tiptoe. How does that feel? I'm going to gently bend my knees, lower my heels down. So I'm activating my calves and getting the backs of the legs working too through to the ankle. Come back to standing, and then can I just lift my toes up? Maybe give them a wiggle. How does that feel? Is that something that's okay to do? Again, gently up, bend, lower, straighten, and then just wiggle. And then again, tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. Lovely. From here, we use the ball to roll out the underfoot, sole of the foot. I'm going to just use my own posture and stance to gently stretch the front of the foot. So by taking that step back, my left foot is really nicely connected to the ground. Take a step back, and I'm turning my forefoot and my toes to be on the floor. I'm controlling that pressure. I'm not forcing it. I'm very lightly resting my foot on the floor, so I get the stretch through the forefoot, coming down from the shin into the toes. So quite often we sort of focus maybe on the backs of the legs, but what about the front of the legs? We want the muscles to be able to move freely, front and back, to allow that nice movement without too much restriction. And again, this could be really quite uncomfortable. It could be really tight, tense, because it's an area that is. So again, just go gently, breathing into it, coming out of it if holding it for too long is too much. That's probably just about enough time. And again, we would do the other side. From here, a little bit more of the calf muscle. Now, stretching out the calves, so the calves are tight, again, can have a knock-on effect on the rest of the foot. And again, our range of motion. So we could maybe stand on a step and gently let the heels drop down. Or if that wasn't possible, I could just take a split stance, My front knee is bent, so I can gently lean into that front knee, which is great for that front ankle as well. But also I'm getting the stretch through the calf and the back of this leg, so I can visualize pushing down into the floor. And again, I'm holding that, breathing into it, noticing how are your calves. I know for one, my left side is much tighter than my right, so I have to adjust that and probably need to spend a bit more time working on that. But we're getting a picture of seeing how do our feet feel, function. We also want to be able to grip well and release. So in this position, my feet are nicely splayed, and I can feel the connection between my toes, ball of the foot, heel of the foot, that sort of tripod position. And then just to finish off, for a bit of fun, we're going to draw the alphabet with our feet, our foot. So you could do this seated, you could do this lying down. This is going to challenge my balance. So can I draw the alphabet with my right foot? We'll see if I can do it before the timer goes. There's no way it would look like any of these letters if I was writing this down, but you get the gist. I've lost track where I was on. G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and a good recap on my alphabet skills. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and rest. So a really nice way, again, of just getting that movement through the ankle, the flexing, the extending, the rotating. Actually, that feels like that's just really worked that area too. So there we go, 5 moves in 5 minutes we're going to be doing today. We've got a lot more moves to do as well in the class, but just really tuning into the foot, the toes, the front, the back, and the legs as well, which all aids our movement, our balance, our walking. Yeah, ready for our sort of midlife movement basically. So there we go. I hope that was of interest. Might give you some other things to think about your feet. Again, sometimes we don't think about particular body parts until something happens or we are made aware of it. So having a general sense of how everything's working together, individually and together, is really, really useful and important, I think, as we go through midlife and beyond. So on that note, have a super day, and I will catch up with you at some point next week. Next week's a bit hit and miss, so I'll be on at some point, but I'm not quite sure when. So anyway, have a super weekend, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.